Okay, we're breaking out the fish bites.
Breaking out the fish bites. We got nibblers. We're losing bait on soon-to-be casts. I've got some fish bites I pre-cut. Let me get you a better fish. It comes in strips or it comes in pre-cut pieces. I like the strips better. It allows me to cut it the way I want to cut it. But it's a bait made here in St. Augustine by a very, very smart microbiologist. Really, it feels like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Inside of it is gauze. Gauze that anyway, made here in St. Augustine, and the only thing in here are the 11 elements to make a fish bite. That's how the guy who invented it, he found out that the shrimp is made out of 42 elements, but there's only 11 of those elements to make a fish bite. And that's all that's in here. This guy's so smart, this isn't even real stuff. He synthetically reproduced those 11 natural elements. I can't tell you how many times it's saved my fishing trip. The best one was over on St. George Island. We went over there for a week. We couldn't keep baits in the water. We'd reel it in, our baits would be gone. That week, the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico is covered in calico crabs. Literally, a natural bait would not last 5 minutes. And you probably don't even see your rod wiggle. We put this on there, we caught 16 big pompano, because the only thing in the Gulf of Mexico that week was a massive migration of these crabs and pompano. Can you imagine this little piece of bait that the crabs are trying to eat? They're clicking and snapping on it. Here comes that big pompano. What y'all got over there? The crab would come off, bam, and we had, you didn't measure any of these pompano, they were all big. So this product saved our whole fishing trip. Fish bites. I like to cut it into pieces. I like to mimic a sand flea or a little crab. My technique is there's nothing rectangular in the ocean, so I'll cut a piece off. I'll show you right here. About 1 inch long. And then I'll simply round the corners to make it look like something in the ocean. Nothing is rectangular. That's my little pro tip. That's the way I fish it. And it's amazing. All you gotta do is get about the last quarter or third of it, just like that. Make it easy. Make it easy for that fish to come up and swallow it. That's it. Now I do like combining it with natural bait. So I'll put a piece of shrimp on there. When those little nibblers get that shrimp off, that fish bite's good for 30 minutes at least. Sometimes 45 minutes. Depending on how hot the water is. The hotter the water, the quicker it dissolves. When it's completely dissolved, the only thing to be left is a piece of gauze. What happens is,
is it kind of melting?
yes, as soon as it hits the water. As soon as it hits the water, you're good for 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes of releasing that scent. You can catch up to 5 or 6 fish on the same piece. Because it has gauze in the middle. You got to cut it off the hook. You can't just pull it off. Fish bites.
Easy.
All right, I'm gonna launch this way back out there. Sand flea, but this time crab flavor fish bites. Cut a piece about 3 inches long.
Put it on there with that other crab.
With the crab knuckles. That way, if all the little ones duck out the shell, I'm still gonna have a juicy piece of crab. Just catch about 1/3 of an inch. They have a little bit of color. Now they're wiggling in the circle.
And you didn't round the corners off for the
No,
crabs.
because big redfish, they're not afraid of anything. I've caught big redfish here with a half of the whiting on that shark rod right there. 10-aught circle hook, steel cable, big redfish. So, an hour and a half,
How to get them
you
off.
can start seeing the gauze. The way you get them off the hook is take your scissors right up against the back of the hook, and as you cut, pull. Otherwise, it's just going to be off with your fingernails. It's gooey. You're still going to be